What up? What up? What up? We back. We back with the Progression Podcast, man. I'm your host, 007. And man, it's been a great week, great day, great year, great month, great decade, great century, great life, man. I'm so happy that God gave me the chance and gave me the opportunity to wake up this morning to actually do this podcast, man. And so today's podcast, man, is brought to you by the good people at Josiah's House Ministries. And at Josiah's, go to josiahshouseministries.com, man, and see what we do, the good things that we do for people trying to get back into society after being incarcerated. So trying to get them to stop recidivism in America, right? So today's topic is called Everybody Can't Go. And I know that's a controversial topic because some people, when you say that to them, they'll say, well, you're forgetting about your friends or you're forgetting about family and all that, but everybody can't go, right? So it's about a mindset that you have that other people don't have, and maybe you give them an opportunity to have that kind of mindset to change their mindset, but if they don't, everybody can't go, right? So I want to get into it real quick because I start every show off because this is this verse is a mindset verse. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things have become brand new. That's 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things are brand new, right? So, like I tell you, I teach liberation, education, and elevation, right? I was liberated from the streets. I was educated in the prison system, and I was elevated once I gave my life to Jesus Christ. Now, once I gave my life to Jesus Christ, some things started moving around. People started moving around. My life started moving around. I lost a lot of friends, and they were there, but we didn't kick it on a day-to-day basis, right? And it's not that I lost love for them or they lost love for me. It's just that we were going on two separate paths. And so I respected what they were doing. They respected what I was doing. But I was still trying to fish and reel them in, to what I was doing. And sometimes it did work. And so I saw fruit from what I was putting out there. So just to let you know. The verse that I just said, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. That means we are just being new. We have a renewed mind. We have a renewed mind. You know what I'm saying? So I got to tell you that because everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Now, let's go and get this started now because it's like a taboo subject, kind of a taboo subject to some people, everybody can't go. So check it out. This verse right here, it comes from 1 Corinthians 9, and I think it's 9 and 24, 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. And it says this: don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one gets the prize? We're talking about he's talking about in this verse about the prize of salvation, right? And so I'm just paralleling this thing with earthly success, and I'm not talking about $1 billion. I'm just talking about success in what you think success should be in your life, right? So don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs? The whole thing, everybody runs, but only one gets the prize, right? So a lot of times I'm gonna tell you what we do as people. We say, man, I gotta look out for my people, man. I gotta look out for my homeboy. And which is true and which is right, right? But several attempts and your homeboy, your homegirl ain't got it right and ain't trying to do the right thing, hey man, you got to move on. You got to do your own thing. Everybody can't go. It's some things in the mind that your mind, you might have went through an earthquake, man, and it brought you back, and it would have killed some people, but it brought you back, and you're here, right? Those things might didn't happen for other people, right? They might didn't get that earthquake like you got. So everybody can't go because everybody don't know. Everybody ain't been through what you've been through, right? So you know the importance of what's happening in your life. You know what's going on, right? So you might beat your drum might go another way. Your drum pattern might go another way. You might be in sync another way. And this person is not in sync another way, right? And so you have to do your own thing. Like I said, ain't no bunk bed caskets. It's not no bunk bed caskets, man. You have to do for you, right? So they tell you on the plane, apply the mask to yourself before applying it to others, because you can't help nobody if you dead, right? So get yourself together, but understand that they may never get it together. And you have to love them though, but you have to love them from afar, right? You love them, you still do, what you have to do, you love them. Cause I have homeboys, man. I love them, man. But we ain't finna hang together. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what they doing. I know what's going on. It's not a mystery, right? So my thing is to love them from afar. And even if I see them, you know what I'm saying, it's big ups, but they know my life and they know what I do, right? They know what I'm doing, right? They know what I'm doing. So they know what I'm on. Let me say that. Because everybody can't go. I'm on a success mission. I'm talking about in life. I'm talking about in business. I'm talking about in spirituality. I'm talking about all around success, right? I'm not just trying to be successful in one thing, in one area, right? So you have to understand this is the message. First Corinthians 9:24. Don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one gets the prize, right? Okay, I got to go to my next thing. Consistency. Man, sometimes I'm not consistent at some stuff, man. And I know I need to be. I need to be consistent at doing some stuff. My health wise, I got to be consistent at it. Working out, I got to be consistent at it, right? Because consistency is what transforms average into excellence. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. And all my life, I have been trying. I have attempted to be consistent at something, right? And so when I was in the rap game, of course, I was consistent in it. I mean, I wrote rhymes every day. I mean, that was my business. And I wrote rhymes like it was no other every day. No matter if I recorded them, I wrote them, right? And I was consistent with it. So it got me to go all over the world doing music, shows all over the world, doing a lot of things, right? And so I wasn't average. Fifth Ward Boys wasn't an average group. We ended up being worldwide, right? So with that example, I saw it, I looked at it with this podcast, the Progression Podcast, right? I said, well, maybe if I keep watering this seed, maybe it'll go somewhere. And so I have to be consistent. But it wasn't a maybe. It wasn't a maybe. See, you got to get your mindset to the point where you like, man, maybe it'll go, man. Maybe it'll go, I know it's going to go. I know it's going to go. We're going to do this, man. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. If I'm the only one watching my podcast through the days, if I'm the only one piping up on Apple Music to listen to me, hey, that's cool. If I'm leaving a legacy for my children, if I'm dead and gone and my children can see me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel when I'm dead and gone, I'm cool. They can see many videos because I'm going to be consistent with it. If God gives me the health, I'm going to be consistent with it, right? So what I want to tell you is that some people are not going to be consistent. They'll be consistent with a lot of foolishness, For real. They'll be consistent with a lot of foolishness. Um, Drinking, smoking, everything. Hey, man, we consistent with that because that's what they want to do, right? So let me tell you something, man. I got to get into this, and I don't want it to be a long podcast, but I got to get into this. I've been studying the mind of a dope fiend. I know it might sound crazy, but I've been studying the mind of a dope fiend, right? So this is a quote. I got it in my phone, and I got to go get it. I got to go get it, right? This quote is really deep, right? It says, when the mind is obsessed with something, it will always find a way to make things happen. When the mind is obsessed with something, it will always find a way to make it happen, right? Man, them dolphins, they don't have no money, man. They don't be having no money. They ain't got no job, ain't got no income, ain't got no salary, but somehow they gonna get high every day because they obsessed with it. You're obsessed with it. When you obsessed with something, you find a way. You find a way to make things happen. And I just wanted to cut across the field with that because I remember that I was studying that like 3 days ago, and the obsessive mind on some things. And so listen, when you obsess with something, you will find a way to make it happen, right? So consistency is what transform average into excellence. And it's not no knock on nobody, man. Maybe you just average, man. I was average one time. Worst 27 seconds of my life. No, but average people, it's okay. If that's where you want to be, that's where you want to be. But that's not my testimony. That's not I'm not trying to be average. I'm trying to take it to the next level. I'm trying to take it to a level that nobody is taking it to let my children be see an example of what to strive for, right? Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Now, this is what I've been learning lately. When people say, yeah, man, you need to work out, you got to do this, you got to eat better, you got to do this. Whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. Whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. So, hey, maybe you don't want to change your eating habits. Maybe you don't want to change how you do things. You won't work out. You never worked out, so you won't work out. You like, that's how it goes, right? So you're choosing that life. Some people say, nah, I inherited. No. You're choosing. Whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Understand that. Understand that it's all on you. BG, remember he had that album, It's All on You, right? It's all on you. And it's seriously, man. Whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. Now, to go back over everything we was talking about, the 1 Corinthians 9:24, it does say, don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one gets the prize. Like I said, he's talking about salvation on there, but I'm paralleling it to us. What we need to do is run and try to get the prize, but everybody gonna run, but they might not make it as far as you. They might not have the spiritual fortitude to get there. So, hey, sometimes, man, you gotta leave them behind, man, and sometimes you gotta turn your back to the crowd to conduct the orchestra, man. For real, for real. Now, consistency is what transforms average into excellence. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. I have to be consistent with positive things in my life. I was always consistent with negative things in my life. I was always consistent at drinking. I was always consistent at smoking. I was always consistent at snorting cocaine. I was always consistent at it, right? But I stayed as a below average person. I wasn't in that club where people. I was in pit living, and if you know what pit living is, I can explain pit living to you. Pit living is you in a pit And everybody around you is like, yeah, man, we in the pit, we cool, we all right, everything. They slapping hands, man, you did good, man, you did good. You smoked that weed, you did good, man. But understand, when you come out the pit, you looking now and you say, oh man, I was in that little thing, and look at this big old world now that I have. Look at this big old world God has for me. But I was in that pit thinking that was what was up. No, that's not what was up. I'm not in that pit no more. I'm looking at everything. I'm living this grocery store method, we call it. You know, when you get at the grocery store, when you drive to the grocery store, you can get out your car and you can say, open sesame. That won't open the doors. Until you step into that right space, the doors will open at HEB. The doors will open at Target. The doors will open once you step at Walmart. It's not going to just open if you don't get in position and if you don't get in the right place. And then once you get in the right place and you can go all over, you can get your vegetables, you can get everything that you want for your life, right? But you got to step into that right position for them doors to open. And if them doors open, take advantage of it. But everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Now, the next thing is, whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Now, that's self-explanatory. I mean, if you got to break that down, if we got to break it down, we'll break it down to what the things that you love every day and that's messing you up. You need to change it, stop it, or rearrange it, right? And if you don't, you choose that life. You're choosing that thing. If you ain't trying to get a GED, and or if you saying, man, I don't want a high school diploma, hey man, you're choosing that life. You're choosing that life, man. If you saying, man, I don't want to work for them, man, because they say I gotta have a high school diploma or GED. Well, you choosing the life you making, because if you don't want to go get the GED, they got very limited resources or very limited places that you can work. Because some people want you to have a doggone degree, a 4-year degree, to work some menial jobs. So understand this, whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Now, I want to get to my last thoughts. My last thoughts is this. By no means am I saying leave your people behind. By no means am I saying that. I'm not saying, hey, man, those people, man, forget them. Man, love on your people, man. You know, be humble and love your people. But know and understand this. If you have a family, do it for your family, man. You got to move on. If you have, and really it's for yourself, but if you have a family, understand that you have to be successful and be an example for your family, right? And those are my last thoughts. Hey, leave your comments on this thing, man, because I really want to know what you think, man. I want to thank everybody for subscribing to all the podcast platforms that we're on, man. It's been such a great time, doing these things, man. So understand this. God can blow your mind if you let him. And don't let your yesterday kill your tomorrow. Hey, I'm 007. I love y'all, man. Salute. Peace. I'm out.